Peace. What's going on, everybody? Got a late night session, man. A late night build that we about to partake in. Had a pretty busy day. Had a pretty busy week. So this is the only time that I really have available to build with y'all, man. So I'm going ahead and do a late night session tonight, man. So hopefully everybody's had a peaceful Friday. Got y'all some healthy foods in. Got y'all some affirmations, meditation, all that good stuff, man. Take some time out to build with your boy before you lay it down. So hopefully everybody done had a powerful Friday, man. Powerful Friday. So I'm gonna give everybody a chance to go ahead and tune on in, tap in with your boy. We're gonna get it cracking, man. We're gonna start building on some very sensitive subjects, sensitive topics. But y'all know how we coming, man. Y'all know how we coming. Travian, what's going on with you, my brother, man? Everything is smooth, man. Everything is peaceful my way. How you holding up, my mans? We keeping everything peaceful. We keeping everything centered and balanced. Justin, what's going on with you, my brother? Peace. How y'all holding up, man? How y'all holding up on this Friday evening, Friday night? Oh, yes, sir, bro. You know that complaining ain't doing nothing. That complaining don't do nothing. That's why we don't do it. Jules, peace. What's going on with you? Yeah, that complaining won't serve you any good, man. If only majority of the population realize that, man. But that complaining is so unnecessary. But we tend to do it. We tend to do it very often. Louisiana, peace. What's going on with you, my brother? Beautiful Goddess Keys, peace, queen. What's going on? Taisha, peace. What's going on with you? Deja, peace. What's going on? Dominique, oh, yes, sir. I'm always actually up late at night, but yeah, I just wanted to tap in. Just wanted to tap in with y'all. But we got powerful subject matter today, man. And what was that, Justin? You was talking about the craziness. Yeah, it's a lot of craziness that's going on, man. That's why it's a requirement that you protect your peace out here, man, because it's a lot of nonsense out here. It's a lot of fools out here. It's a lot of clowns out here. So you must look out for yourself because people are very destructive. People are very toxic out here. Very toxic. Original one, Shaquille, peace. What's going on? It's a lot of toxic people out here, man. And it's like their sole purpose in life is to knock you off your square. So it seemed like the sole reason for a lot of people's existence, man, is to just knock you off of your square when they see you headed in the right direction. So we got a lot of that going on out here, man. That's why I'm making this particular subject, man. I mean, this particular video. Louisiana, man, I haven't maxed out. Last time I did a max, my squat, it was like 400 and something. But yeah, man, it's a lot of nonsense, man. That's why I talked about the first portion of the video, just talking about being a loner. And Lindell, peace, what's going on? But just talking about what it means to like be a loner, man, and how do you cope with that loner mentality? And a lot of people just really don't understand people that consider themselves loners or introverts and things of that nature. I would fall under the category of being a loner because I would actually prefer to be left alone for the most part. I like to associate with people on my terms and my terms only. So I really only like to speak to people when I feel like speaking. That's part of being introverted. That's part of being a loner. But when you are like forced to coexist with the outside world, then of course you got to make some compromises. So when you are an introvert, when you consider yourself a loner, then you got to make a lot of compromises when it comes to coexisting with the outside world. And that can be taxing, that can be draining. For some people, it's not draining at all to go have conversations with people, to just interact, mingle with people. For other people, such as myself, it's very draining, it's very taxing. It could be a positive conversation, it could be a positive interaction. But just the fact that I gotta have this interaction in the first place takes a lot of energy out of it. Because for the most part, like I said, I've got to be in the mood to have a conversation. I've got to be in the mood to talk. Like I've literally got to be in the mood. And most of the times I'm not in that mood. So it's like when I am forced to interact with somebody when I'm not in the mood to actually talk, very draining, very taxing. It just zaps the energy. And a lot of people feel some type of way when you don't feel like talking to them, when in reality has nothing to do with them. Literally, like the reason why I don't feel like talking is not that I don't feel like talking to you. I just don't feel like talking, period. And for the life of me, a lot of people just don't understand that when it comes to like introverts and people that consider themselves as loners. Like for the most part, we mean no harm. We just really value isolation. We value being alone. Like we value that we need that for our peace. Like we need to be isolated for certain periods of time throughout the day so we can just maintain our peace. Like that's a requirement. Like I have got to have that quote unquote me time. I've got to have it. Like if I don't have that time of isolation, that time to myself, I'm going to be all bad throughout the day. I feel like everybody literally needs it, but I feel like I need it a lot more than most because of the whole loner thing, being an introvert. So I really just got to prep myself up, man, just get myself in the right state of mind before I tackle the world. So if I wake up and have to go right into my day, it's not going to be a good day for me. That's why I don't really like rushing. Like I need to give myself some time to just prep myself mentally to have to deal with whatever it is I feel like I got to deal with from the outside world. Like I said, a lot of people don't be understanding that. A lot of people just don't understand that like at all. Yeah, beautiful Cottage Keys, never trying to be rude, never striving to be rude at all. And another thing about it too, on top of not striving to be rude, I also don't like confrontation and things of that nature. And a lot of times people look at that as if you're running from confrontation. No, it's like one thing you got to understand about a loner on my end. I can't speak for everybody else, but on my end, when it comes to being just like an introvert, just keeping things, I keep a lot of things held in. I know that's negative. No, that's not necessarily a positive thing, but me being an introvert, I keep a lot of things held in, bottled up inside of me. So when I snap, like when I get mad, it's bad. So that's one of the reasons why I always strive to avoid confrontations, avoid toxic environments, toxic situations, because I already know how I am as a person. Like I'm trying to avoid the confrontation. And for the most part, I may hold a lot of things in because I don't feel like addressing it at that current moment because I may not feel like talking. So if something happens at a time where I feel like saying something or feel like talking, I will address the situation. But if it happens at a time where I don't feel like talking, then that's like the cursing portion of it, the curse portion of it. If something happens that I'm not too fond of at a time where I don't feel like talking, then more than likely I'm not going to say anything. And that's negative on my end, but I really just don't feel like talking. So I don't feel like addressing the situation simply because I probably don't feel like hearing the response that I'm going to hear, that I know I'm going to hear. So a lot of times I end up creating scenarios in my mind or in my head that have not even happened yet. So I done played out this whole situation in my head. I feel like it's going to go this way. And that prevents me from addressing the situation because I feel like if I address it, this person may say, give me this crazy answer and it's going to make me upset. And I don't feel like having this type of conversation. This literally did not happen, but I created the whole scenario in my head. So a lot of times I do that type of stuff. I would do something like that, man. I would create a whole scenario in my mind. And a lot of times the scenario that I've created in my mind is really just justification. It's an excuse to not address the situation and not talk to the person. So I literally created this scenario in my head to justify me holding something in, which is negative, but it happens. But it happens because I'm afraid. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm afraid to get upset in a situation because I really sometimes don't know what I'm going to do if I get too upset. So a lot of times, man, I'm just afraid to get into a situation like that with somebody I don't know. And then I get upset no telling what I'm gonna do, no telling what the other person gonna do. So I'll be like, it's best if it don't even come to that. So I'm gonna chill, I'm gonna lay back. Now, that don't necessarily mean I'm gonna allow somebody to just walk over me. That's not gonna happen. But if it's something light, let it slide, man. I'm not about to address it because I take something light, make it major if it come to that. You know, you push the right buttons, man, because again, like I said, being an introvert, you hold a lot of things in, man. You just hold a lot of things in. That just happens naturally for me. Just hold things in because I don't feel like wasting the energy to talk about it. M Reaper, what's going on with you? Beautiful goddess keys. You already know. I don't know anything about anything about the zodiac. I have no idea if this correlates with being a square. I have no idea. I just know it's how I am as a person, man. My reaction is ridiculous in certain situations, man. As a child, man, I had a lot of interactions. I had a lot of, disputes and stuff with like coaches and teachers, man. I got into it with a lot of people. And that's why I'm kind of the way that I am now. I just try to avoid that because it also goes back to me feeling like I'm always misunderstood. And this goes to being the black sheep. I feel like when you the black sheep, when you the person that's different, by default, you become a loner. Like you literally become that just by default. And the reason why I say that is because a lot of times where I was getting into it with people as a child, man, it was basically it revolved around me just being different and people not really understanding my mindset or my mentality. But as a child, I really didn't know what was going on. I felt like people were just messing with me. So I really didn't know at that particular point because I was a child. Now I understand it when I'm able to look back on it as an adult. But as a child, I'm like, man, why do y'all keep messing with me, man? Why do y'all keep saying this about me and it's not true? I wasn't able to understand that. I wasn't able to comprehend it because I was a youngin'. I wasn't able to process it the correct way. But now I understand it. Now I understand it 100%, man. When you are unique, when you are different, and you ain't afraid to stand up for what like you believe in regards to those differences and that uniqueness, then by default, man, people gonna distance themselves from you. And that's for the better because you don't even want to hang around those people that's really jealous of you or envious of you because they see that you are unique, they see that you stand out, they see that you're different. You keep them around you, then they liable to stab you in the back. So it's best that they distance themselves. That's the best thing that somebody can do for you is remove themselves out of your life. So a lot of times that's what I tell people, man. When people have a situation, when they ask me what to do about a certain person in their life, I tell them, man, tell the truth. Tell the truth and stay true to yourself. See, when you stay true to yourself and you tell people around you the truth, guess what? If they can't handle the truth, if they can't handle your progression, if they can't handle you being different, they gonna remove themselves naturally. So all you got to do is live in your truth and tell them the truth. And the people that don't need to be around you, they going to remove themselves. It's going to happen organically. But a lot of times we start sugarcoating it. We approach people in an artificial sense. And that's why a lot of times we find ourselves in these artificial circles with these artificial friends because you keep sugarcoating it because maybe y'all grew up together or that's your cousin, y'all relatives, y'all family, y'all blood, whatever the case may be. Don't sugarcoat it, man. Tell people the truth. Tell yourself the truth and live out that truth. And again, we are in the wilderness of North America. Dizzy, peace, what's going on? Freezing the game, what's going on? We are in the wilderness of North America. Y'all know how we have described and defined 85%. So what happens is when you start to tell the truth, I can guarantee you that most of the people that would be in your inner circle, they are what we would call blind, deaf, and dumb. So when you tell them the truth, they gonna feel a certain type of way about that truth. You don't need anybody around you that cannot handle the truth. You just don't. You don't. You don't need anybody around you that cannot handle the truth. Whether it's your truth or whether it's you telling the truth to them in regards to something that they may have asked you about themselves or their circumstance. And that's another thing. People need to stop asking people for people's advice or opinions on the matter and then getting mad when the person gives the opinion. We've got to stop doing that. If you're going to ask somebody for their opinion on a matter, then be receptive. Don't get upset when they give you the opinion. That makes absolutely no sense. If you know that you're going to get upset when somebody gives you the answer or gives you their opinion, then you need not ask. And a lot of times that happens on my end. And what's funny, I can see if it came from like a total stranger. But for the most part, I get the backlash from the people who know exactly the type of response I'm gonna give them. It's almost like fitness. It's almost like somebody coming to me and my family asking me what I think about them eating pork and then getting mad when I respond. You knew what I was gonna say. You knew exactly what my response would be. Why are you upset? So a lot of times, man, I don't even waste time, because what I've also realized, I deal with a lot of people. And one thing I have realized for the most part is people just don't care to they not really listening. A lot of people, man, most people think they know everything, think they know it all. So I really don't be wasting my time with a lot of people these days, because you can't tell a lot of people anything, man. You can't. You can't. A lot of people think they already got it figured out. A lot of people just be talking to hear themselves talk. That's it. They don't care anything about what you add on to the conversation. They don't care anything about it at all. So I just don't entertain a lot of people, man. A lot of people really, truly do not care about what it is that you have to say at all. Even when they ask you for your opinion, they still don't care about what you have to say, man. It's almost like you wasting valuable energy by giving them the game, by giving them the information, and they don't do anything with it. That can become frustrating. That can become frustrating, especially when they continue to press you on it. So it's like you either gonna take the jewels that I gave you, or you gonna leave me alone. You know, and that's part of being a loner, man. I listen, I'm all for helping people, but I got my limits because I'm still trying to help myself. So I can't be breaking my back trying to give everybody all this information, giving everybody all this assistance just for them not to utilize it. You know, that's eventually I'm gonna shut off. Eventually, I'm gonna shut off. Like, listen, man, if I done gave you the gift, if I done told you the same thing 5 times, I'm done. You either gonna take what I've told you and run with it, or you gonna have to get the game from somebody else. Because apparently the way I'm saying it to you is not resonating. So we got to quit wasting that energy on people, man. I see that happen with a lot of people, man. We just telling them the same thing over and over. At some point, man, you got to tell them, look, I'm not telling you this anymore, man. I've told you this repeatedly, and you keep doing the same thing, man. So I'm just going to assume that you enjoy traveling down the road that you're traveling down, because you already got the information. And that's what's funny about people. People be acting like people not out here willing to help them out. People be acting like people are not out here helping them out. But the funny thing about that is people are getting a lot of jewels, a lot of game from people around them. They just not doing anything with it. They just not utilizing it. So a lot of people be acting like they don't know the answer to their problems. Man, they done got the answer a million times. They just didn't listen. They just didn't implement when it was told to them. And that's their fault. So they like to, and you know, the blame game is easy. So we like to blame people. We like to say, man, ain't nobody trying to help me. Nah, somebody's trying to help you. You just wasn't listening to them. You didn't implement it. You didn't implement what they said. You thought they was crazy. You thought the advice they gave you was wicked, was nonsense. That's what happened. That's why you wrote them off. You wrote them off because you was judging them. You was judging the messenger and not the message. That's what you was doing. That's what you were doing. Oh, Antoinette, most definitely. And I still don't talk a lot. So I still don't talk a lot. And it may sound like, listen, this be the most talking that I do. Louisiana, no doubt, 100%. Know yourself. Dead Prayers got a song called Know Your Enemy, Know Yourself. Like, that's what I tell people all the time, man. That self-knowledge is crucial, man. Y'all know the culture that we come from. Knowledge of self, man. Know thyself. Like everything boils down to you knowing yourself, you being acquainted with yourself. Everything boils down to that. That's why I'm able to confidently say, like, I'm a loner, I'm an introvert. That's why I'm able to say these things, man. These are aspects of myself that I don't necessarily deem as negative. See, it's a positive and a negative in everything. That duality exists in everything. So that's why I don't view anything solely as something that's negative, solely as something that's positive. It's always neutral. We give it the label, we give it the energy. So me saying I'm an introvert, me saying I'm a loner is not something that's negative. It's not something that's positive. On certain days, me being a loner can be positive. On certain days, me being a loner can be negative. So that's how I tend to view everything in life, man. And that has helped me in life. That has helped me with life. I don't label anything positive or negative. Somebody asked me the other day. I had a client ask me the other day. She was like, "Do you consider yourself a good person, like a good man or something?" I said, "No." I said, "I don't consider myself a good person. I don't consider myself a bad person. I consider myself a person that's able that does good things some days, and I consider myself a person that does bad some days. I don't do 100% good. I don't do 100% bad. But guess what? I do a mixture of all of it. That's what I consider myself. I don't call myself a nice guy. I'm not a good guy. I'm not a bad guy. I'm not an evil guy. I'm just a guy, man. I'm going to do some good things. You may follow me for a week and I may look like the best person on the planet. You may follow me the next week. I may look like the most depressed person on the planet. It just all depends, man. That's how life rolls. That's how life operates. That's how life operates, man. You gonna have it's ebbs and flows, ups and downs, man. You just gotta flow with nature, man. That's just what you gotta do. That's what you gotta do, man. We be trying to resist nature, and that causes problems. We try to go against nature, again, causes problems. We try to control nature, again, causes problems. You gotta learn to be one with nature. That's what you gotta learn to do. Nature is not something to be controlled and conquered. Nature is something for you to be one with, to become one with. That's why when you study all the philosophy, the ancient philosophies, that's what it boils down to. Being one with the so-called universe, not trying to control the universe, not trying to manipulate the universe, not doing that. You being one with it. And when you become and when we say universe, that's self. Because the same things that exist outside in the universe, they exist within you. So the universe is you. So a lot of people really don't understand that, man. You got to be one with yourself, and being one with yourself is being one with the universe. But a lot of us, we are disconnected from the self. Therefore, we disconnected from the universe. And that's what's causing a lot of problems. That's what causes a lot of problems. Just being disconnected from ourselves. Now, Black people, we can understand why we have been disconnected from ourselves, man. We got a whole history of that. We can really thoroughly break that down. But at this stage in the game, we done had too many ancestors, too many elders lay the law down on us, give us the knowledge, give us the breakdown. People just lazy, won't do the thorough research. We didn't already listen. We have been educated on who we truly are as a people. That information is out here. It's been validated. It's been confirmed. People just choosing not to do the knowledge. People just choosing not to research. People just choosing not to study at this particular point because there's nothing new under the sun. We didn't have elders. We didn't have ancestors. We got current people that's going hard, letting you know the truth about Black people, about where we come from, about where we can go, about who we really can be, who we really are. We got enough people that's out here dropping those Jews. People just choosing. They choosing. At this point, they just choosing to remain ignorant, to remain deaf, dumb, and blind. They choosing it. They choosing, man. All you got to do is go on YouTube, go on Google, go on Amazon, and just type this stuff in, man. It's going to come right up. It's going to come right up. That's all you got to do. That's literally all you got to do. Kuma, man, 100%. But I don't be too fond of being around people, man. It's just I ain't too fond of it. Gotta be a certain type of people. And other than that, I'm good. I'm good, man. I'm good solo, dolo. Maybe like 2 or 3 people. I'm solid. Freezing the game. You say, how do you overcome that feeling? Never felt understood. The end of the day, the way I overcame that feeling is I stopped expecting, not even expecting, man, because I don't really expect nobody to understand me, man, because I know at the end of the day, it's my thought. Like I just stopped looking for people to understand me. That caused most of the problems back in the day. I was looking for people to understand me. whether it was family or friends, I was like, man, I feel like they should at least strive to understand me because they family, because they friends. When I said forget all that, man, that's when life became better for me. I don't look for anybody to understand me, man. If you don't understand my perspective, cool. It's my perspective. It's my life. It's not your life. It's not your perspective. So I don't expect for you to understand it because, again, like I said, it's my perspective. It's my outlook. It's my vision. It's my reality. It's my truth. I'm going to live it out whether you approve or understand it or not. And that's how I pretty much overcame being misunderstood, because I I honestly feel like I am 100%, 1,000,000% misunderstood. 1,000,000% to this day. It's almost like a part of me now just to be misunderstood. I'm gonna go somewhere, I'm gonna say something, and people just not gonna thoroughly understand what I said. They're gonna take it, they're gonna twist it, and they're gonna mess it all up. But I'm used to it now. So it really don't even faze me because, like I said, man, I'm not even looking for people to understand me at this particular point, man. You either gonna get what I'm saying or you not. Point blank, pure. I'm not trying to force it you can't force an understanding on anybody. You can't force anything on anybody. So you either gonna get what I'm saying or you're not gonna get it. And when I say get it, you may not get it instantly. You may get it 2 years from now. But you either gonna get it or you not. Period. You either gonna get it or you not. That's just where I'm at in life. I'm not about to force you to try to gain this understanding. I'm not gonna try to make you gain this understanding. I'm not gonna work with you until you gain an understanding on what I said, on how I'm moving. It's just not, I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not wasting time on that. I'm not wasting time on it. It's not for you to understand at this current moment in your life, obviously. What they say, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. When you're ready to gain an understanding, you know where to find it. But I'm not going out of my way to strive to give you this understanding because I really even can't supply you with the understanding. Oh, Tavon, 100%, man. If you got people around you that's not telling you the truth, you need to limit. Listen, you need to reevaluate your whole circle. You need to reevaluate your entire inner circle. Things got to change for you. You got a bunch of yes men and yes women around you, and that's no good. That's no good. Louisiana, a lot of this stems from like childhood trauma. A lot of it stems from that. Yeah, I see you say a lot of people are determined to misunderstand you, and that's a fact. That's a fact. That's an actual fact. They determined to do it, and a lot of times we end up falling for it. We fall right for the bait. A lot of times, what you got to understand, man, people be having conversations with you with the sole intent of just starting an argument, starting a debate. They not trying to engage in a dialogue with you with the sole purpose to gain an understanding. So a lot of people, that's never their intention in the first place, to have a dialogue, is to gain an understanding, man. A lot of people, man, they want that dialogue so they can let you know how you live in this file. Like they literally just want to let you know that how you live in this file or how you live in is wrong. That's the only reason why some people engage in a dialogue with you in the first place, to just let you know how you live in is wrong, to criticize your way of life. Not to gain an understanding of your way of life, but simply to criticize it. That's it. That's the reason why some people engage in a dialogue with you, just so they can criticize you. And a lot of times we fall right for it. Yeah, Antoinette, they do not. People really don't want to learn. I mean, people truly don't. When you start, and that's one thing, that's another thing about me that's misunderstood. Because for the most part, when I'm talking, it's almost like when I told y'all about like an exchange I had with a brother that said he don't like to listen to Nas because Nas makes him think. He uses big words and stuff like that. So a lot of times when I'm having conversations with people, I'm gonna make you think. Like I'm gonna say some things, like I'm not just gonna really just I'm gonna make you think. I like to make your brain work. So that's what I tend to do. So I realize a lot of people don't like to do that. Like I'm not just gonna give you everything that you're looking for. I'm gonna tell you what you need to hear, and what you need to hear is something that's gonna make you think. And people just don't like to think, man. So when somebody understand or not understands, when they knows you are the type of person to make them think in a conversation, they really not listening to you. They don't want to hear anything you got to say because they know that you're going to make them think. And they can't stand that. They can't stand it. They're like, man, this dude finna say something. I'm going to have to think about what he's saying. I'm not going to like it. So I run into that a lot. Freezing the game, man. Just catch the jewels. Y'all films. What's going on? Bobby, what's going on with you? Travian, man. It's like I said, man, and on the internet, man, man, the internet is becoming just overly toxic, man. It's stressful sometimes to be on this internet, man. Like, it's really stressful doing this, man, because this really the only reason that I be on this stuff like that, man. But other than that, it's getting a little stressful. It's like every time you look up, man, the way they doing the algorithms and things like that, man, they just put a lot of toxic information out here, man. So it don't take you nothing to log into social media and see some toxic nonsense, man, some just negativity. They doing a good job with putting that and pushing that into the algorithm, man. So it gets draining sometimes, man. Like, you just really got to search. You gotta have your stuff set up in a way that as soon as you get on there, man, you see all the positive content, man. You gotta like intentionally and deliberately do this, or else you're gonna see all negativity, all toxicity. You gonna see that's what you're gonna see. That's what you're gonna see. Oh, Kuma, no doubt. That makes some sense. It's Donnie. What's going on with you, Queen? Yeah, your own perspective is the best one. 1,000% agree. Akuma, nah, I ain't never peeped that channel. And I'm building on y'all comments now. Y'all out here. I was out here venting for a minute. Joey the Serpent, what's going on? Dizzy, damn, man. That's funny too. It's crazy that people always, I mean, you know what I'm saying, to go off topic a little bit, it's crazy that people always want to know your religion. Like, that's always crazy, especially when they see that you on like a different type of vibe. It's like, why are you assuming that I'm associated with any religion? So it's just crazy that people automatically be like, what's your religion? Because I get that question a lot, man. When people start hearing me talk, they be like, well, Dad, what is your religion? I be like, first of all, why are you assuming that I'm religious in the first place and I'm part of any religion? So that's always funny to me that people assume that you got to be a part of a certain religion. Like, I get that question a lot. Man, what religion are you part of? Like, no religion. But that's funny to me that you get that question, man. Like, people just automatically assume, especially on the black side of town, man, you have got to be associated or affiliated with a religion. So they're gonna ask you what is your religion? I don't know any religion that thinks like that. That's crazy. What's your religion? Freezing the game. Hey, you ain't even got to pray for it, man. You could just manifest that, man. You could do the affirmations. You can born that reality. Oh, Dominique, man, don't even get me started on that. Just don't even get me started on that, man. A lot of time, and that's another thing, man. People judging people's situation, man. Like, we can use marriage, we can use kids, we can use all these examples, man. People be like, man, when you gonna have kids, man? When I want to, man. Like, when I'm ready, man. Just because I don't like, chill out, man. Chill out. That's another reason why I don't really too much like talking to people, man. They be trying to dictate how you need to move. Man, when you gonna have kids? And then when you gonna settle down, when you gonna get married, little stuff like that, man. Like, come on, man. People gotta chill out with all that, man. I'm never talking to anyone and doing that. I'm never talking to somebody that don't have kids. Like, hey, man, when you gonna have kids? Man, they may not be able to have the kids. They may not want kids. Like, I'm not even about to do that. That may be an awkward conversation. If they want to talk about kids, then they can bring it up. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not finna have this single home, but like, man, when you gonna settle down and get married? When you gonna do? I'm not gonna do that. Not gonna do that. I'm gonna let my brother live his life, man. We got other things that we can talk about. We got other things that we can focus on. I ain't about to be like, man, when you gonna do that? Man, you need to hurry up and settle down, man. You getting older. Man, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that, man. There ain't no, listen, there ain't no universal way for us to go about this type of life, man. There ain't no universal way for us to go about settling down, having kids. Like, it ain't no universal way. Everybody ain't got to do this the same way. Everybody don't do it the same way. So just let people live, man. That's what we need to learn. Let people live. Let people rock. Let people rock when it comes to those aspects of life, man. Stop trying to pressure them, man. Stop trying to inquire, be nosy. Like, chill. Chill, man. You rushed into 4 or 5 different marriages and they all failed, man. Don't try to pressure your son or your cousin or your brother or your sister into the same messed up situations that you pushed yourself in because you were rushing. Like, maybe they taking their time because they learned from you. They watched you, they observed you. Now they're not trying to make the same decisions you made or the same mistakes you made. So just chill, man. Chill. Let people live, man. Let people rock how they gonna rock, man. People need to learn how to do that, man. Like, a lot of people don't understand that aspect of life, man. Just let people rock. When it comes to certain things, when it comes to certain aspects of life, man, I do not bring up certain conversations or certain topics. I just don't. I just don't do it. Magic rims, man. We already know. Yeah, drug. It's crazy out here. Cursing, you say, why does being a loner get a bad rep? The main reason why being a loner gets a bad rep is because they have convinced everybody and told everybody that we are gregarious, meaning we are social creatures by nature. Like, and then once you get people to believe that, right? Once you put that out there, once you say we are gregarious by nature, we are social creatures by nature. Now, any person that doesn't fit that bill, they become an outcast. They become negative. They become toxic. Oh, they say we social creatures by nature. You're antisocial. You're negative. That's the reason. That's the main reason why it gets a bad rep, man, because they done told y'all we social creatures by nature, and we believe that as if within nature you don't have your people that are social, you don't have your people that are antisocial. This has always existed. It's always exist, man. There have always been people who are loners, people who are prefer to be isolated. That's normal. You ain't never had a point of time in life where everybody was the exact same and everybody was just sociable. You never have a period of time like that. You never had a period of time like that, man. All you gotta do is study history, study individuals in history. You're gonna find people who were loners. You're gonna find people battling depression. You're gonna find introverts all throughout history, since the beginning of time, since the beginning of man. You're gonna find these types of people. We are very diverse in regards to characteristics. So that has always existed, man. But when they tell you we sociable by nature, we gregarious by nature, then anything that's not that, they telling you abnormal. They telling you have a problem. So that's why it gets a bad rep, which is trash, man. It's just trash. They know you're not about to make me feel like I'm negative because I'd rather be to myself instead of associating with a lot of artificial people. Like, nah, that's not normal for me to be feeling cool in a room filled with people who not comfortable with themselves. Not cool with that. And that's one of the reasons that people don't understand. America, like the system itself, has created a lot of loners, man, because again, we dealing with a lot of genetically modified individuals. That's one of the reasons why I choose to remain isolated from a lot of folks, because I know what type of people we dealing with. We not dealing with a lot of like true and authentic people. We dealing with genetically modified, processed minds. So knowing that, like, I just stay back. I stay back. I ain't trying to associate with them, man. I ain't trying to associate with them because I already know what I'm gonna get. I know what I'm gonna get based on like experience. Based on experience, man, when you try to have these conversations with people, man, y'all already know how I go. Average person ain't understanding what you saying, man. They got a problem with what you saying. You walk up to the average person and you start talking about, man, you don't need to be eating this McDonald's. You don't need to be eating that pork. Why are you watching the news? Why are you listening to that music? It's gonna be an unnecessary conversation, man, because they're not really trying to hear what you got to say. For the most part, you just bash something that they are loving, that they love to indulge in, so they really not trying to listen. That's another thing, man. People can't handle the truth when it attacks something that they feel like they love or that they enjoy. So that once you basically taking a stab at something that they love to indulge in, like, you might as well get that conversation up. A lot of people ain't ready for that. A lot of people ain't ready for their lifestyle to be attacked, especially when it's wrong and they know it's wrong. Freezing the game. I can see that. I can definitely see that. God films, man. Live in peace. That's the best way to do it. That's why we say we come in peace, we leave in peace. But people don't understand. Say we come in peace, we leave in peace. Now within that coming and going, it's a time for war in there too. It's a time for all this other stuff. We gonna come in peace, we gonna leave in peace. But in between time, like anything is liable to go down. But at the foundation is peace. At the foundation is balance. King Smoke, sex is used as a weapon. Man, everything is a weapon, literally. And what people don't understand about weapons, weapons are, everything is a tool. That's what I like to say. Everything is a tool. Everything is a tool. And a weapon can be positive, a weapon can be negative. Now, that weapon can be looked at as negative when you just going out here destroying any and everybody just because you're angry. But then that same weapon that caused mass destruction becomes something that's positive when your life is in danger and you got it to defend yourself. So everything is a tool, everything is a weapon, literally. You can literally use everything as a tool, everything as a weapon. So sex is definitely something that's used as a weapon. It's definitely something that's used as a tool by both men and women. So it's definitely that. Savon, listen, you 21, man. Imagine me being 30. Mind control, peace, peace. Appreciate that donation. You said everybody doesn't measure life by the same metrics. Exactly, 1,000%, which is exactly what I was alluding to, which is one of the reasons why I don't really just go out here bashing other people's lifestyle. Like I used to do that. When I first came into a lot of this information, I was like, yo, the way that you living is foul. You need to stop living like this and you need to start living this way. I used to do that. Nowadays, I'm cooling. If you want to know something, man, you can come and ask me. You know where to find me. Kuma, man, appreciate that donation. You say you know how hard it is to focus on a book around other people. Oh, 100% hard. That's why I used to go out. I used to read in public places. Can't do that any longer. Just can't do it. Can't do it. I cannot do that. I can't even do that no more, man, for obvious reasons. Dizzy with the with the M line. Classic Renegade. Classic. Our magic rims, like I said, we misunderstood. We misunderstood. Trabian, and that's what I'm. Listen, what you say. You say is listen to how you did that. It's natural to be a lone wolf. You know what I mean? Like you see it in that. That's normal. So I don't know why they didn't told people we gregarious, we social by name, man. No. So they make it seem like the person that's sociable, and it's another thing too that they do. It's another thing too. So normally, the introvert, the person that chooses to remain isolated, normally we get depicted as like mean. angry, frustrated, disturbed, whatever the case may be. The sociable person, the extrovert, they look at them as happy, joyful, all that good stuff. Man, that extrovert, for the most part, they tend to be the most depressed people on the planet. Hence the reason why they out here talking the way that they talking. They talking so much because they trying to distract themselves from what's really going on internally. And a lot of times the introvert is the most peaceful person because we not distracting ourselves, man. We always looking inside. We always looking internal. We always dealing with what's internal, what's inside. We not running from it. We not running from. We not trying to distract ourselves by dealing with other people, by dealing with a bunch of people, dealing with a gang of people. We not striving to do that. We have no problem dealing with ourselves. Not one problem. Yeah, John, like I said, you can either be a product of your environment or produce the environment that you would like to thrive in. Your choice. Travian, man, no doubt. People don't be understanding. You got antisocial everything out here. Oh, Brandy, yeah, I remember studying Tesla back in the day, way back in the day. I was into like harp and stuff like that, man. I did a lot of knowledge of Tesla, man. I actually rocked with a lot of what I read about it, and that was one of the things. Tavon, no doubt. Ain't smoke. That's the only union you should ever want, really. Only union you should ever want. Montel, peace. What's going on? Kuma, hey, you say how do you feel? How do you feel about men? Wait a minute. How do you feel about men who physically abuse women? I definitely feel like that's whack. I feel like that's lame. And I'm also tell you something on the flip side though, that a lot of people don't say and mention. I also feel like it's lame and whack for a woman to abuse a man because that's happening. And I feel like for the most part, and I've seen this literally with my own eyes. Like I've seen this type of stuff, man. I have literally seen a woman verbally and just physically abuse a dude like a million times. Then on that a million and one time, the dude responds in the physical nature. Then now all of a sudden he's the bad guy. So like when it comes to physical abuse, yeah, I feel like it's whack and lame, but I have seen cases to where it's like literally, I mean, a woman verbally abusing, physically abusing. And a lot of times people don't talk about the abuse that comes from the woman that goes to the man. A lot of people don't see that. See, a lot of people just say, "Wow, that's verbal abuse. You should have just walked away. You should have just did this, that, and the third." They start justifying them being abusive towards us. I've seen some crazy things in regards to women abusing dudes out here, whether it's verbally, whether it's physically. And we supposed to just swallow it and eat it. I don't think that's right when they do that. So I think it's a mutual thing. Like, yeah, we definitely shouldn't abuse them, but they need not abuse us too. It's not cool for a woman to verbally abuse a dude. Like verbal abuse is not cool. You know, it's not cool at all. No matter who it's coming from. Verbal abuse is not cool. Forget all that sticks and stones may break my bones, but words that never hurt me. Nah, words be hurting. Listen, when it's somebody that you rock with, listen, words gonna hit you. Words gonna hit you, man. They gonna hit you. As tough as we try to sound and talk, when them words coming from the right person, they gonna sting a little bit. And that's why like a lot of times women know exactly what to say to strike that nerve. They know exactly what to say, man. They know exactly what to say, and they use it against you. So I don't think that's cool. So I don't think any form of abuse is cool on anybody. I don't care if it's man to man abuse. I don't care if it's man to woman abuse, woman to man abuse. Like abuse on no end is cool. It's just not. It's not cool. Like I'm not for any form of abuse, man. But how we should deal with it as a community, man. That's a solid question because like I said, man, that's a lot of different factors. that go on when you talk about abuse. A lot of different factors. So what I'm trying to say, I don't feel like it's actually fair to just come out and straight judge a man that abused a woman. Harsh as it may sound, you gotta hear me out, because like I said, a lot of times we don't know the whole story. This dude could have been, man, she could have been beating this dude up over the head every night, and he just responded one time. Does that make that dude evil and wicked? I don't believe so. Now, if this dude just beating her every night, different ball game. He deserves everything that comes to him. But man, if this dude literally been taking verbal abuse, physical abuse from this woman, and then he just happened to react physically one night, man, I don't think that that necessarily makes this dude a terrible person. And I've seen that a lot of times, man. I don't think that makes the dude, I don't think that makes him a terrible person at all. So I feel like a lot of times, man, you got to get the context when it comes to abuse. And they don't do that when it comes to the male. They just say, male did this to woman, he's bad. I don't think that's right. I don't think that's fair. Like, I don't think that's fair at all. So I feel like we need women's cooperation when it comes to abuse. Don't physically abuse us. Don't don't be messing with us for no reason just because you know you can push our buttons. It's not cool. Because you got to understand, as a black man in America, man, we are under a lot of pressure and we under a lot of stress. We under a lot of pressure and under a lot of stress. Last thing we need is to be receiving that toxic energy from our women. That's the last thing that we are trying to receive. Last thing we trying to receive. We didn't just have to deal with these white folks. We didn't just have to deal with this job that's treating us unfairly. Like, we didn't just have to deal with all of that. Last thing we need at the crib is to deal with a toxic woman. Last thing we need is the last thing we trying to hear, because at that point we on edge. At that point we about ready to snap. So a lot of times, man, that just ain't what we need, man. So we need cooperation on that regards. And then we obviously need to reciprocate that. We not trying, listen, I'm not trying to, you didn't already have to deal with the, you didn't have to deal with the masses for 8-9 hours out the day. It's like, man, I'm not about to come here trying to start an argument with you. I am not trying to do that, man. Like, forget that, man. It's time for us to have a peaceful situation, peaceful moment. Like, that's one thing we got to really realize, man. Like, you got to stop being your partner's downfall. Like, that's not good. And I've always said this, man. I see a lot of women joke about it, and I can't stand when they joke about it, because I can't stand this. Mark, peace, what's going on? I've seen a lot of women joke like, I know I get on his nerves. Like, man, that's not really funny. That's not really cool. Why do you think it's funny that you know that you get on your guy's nerves? Like, that's not something to be proud of, man. Why are you proud of the fact you get on his nerves? Like, it's not cool to be getting on my nerves. Nothing is cool about that. Nothing is cool about getting on your man's nerves. Nothing is cool about getting on your woman's nerves. Like, that's not cool. It's not cool. Like, you shouldn't be proudly saying that. Like, I know I get on their nerves. Like, what? Like you proud of it. That's a badge of honor that you get on your person's nerves. Like, no, it's not cool. You shouldn't be happy about saying that. Like, nah, that's not cool. Nothing is cool about that. I don't like when people joke like that, man, because that ain't really cool. That's messed up if you ask me. Knowing that you get on somebody's nerves and you continue to do the things that you know get on their nerves. Oh, Dizzy, I'm already knowing. Louisiana, we definitely need the support, and vice versa. Hold on, King Smoke. You said you had a guy approach you at gunpoint. Wait, whoa, what's going on here? What's going on? Nah, King Smoke, I don't feel like you was punk at all. I'm definitely not judging you on that situation, man. You did what's best for you. You did what's best for you. As long as you feel like you did what's best for you, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, Magic Rims is sick. Yeah, I know I get on their nerves. Like, okay, then if you know that you get on their nerves and you know what you do that gets on their nerves, then stop doing it. Like, how about you brag about not getting on somebody's nerves? Like, that's peace right there. Like, man, I don't get on his nerves. I don't get on her nerves. Like, that's what I'm on. Not getting on somebody's nerves. Oh, Kuma, yeah, we already know. We already know. Yeah, Louisiana, and that meant like, listen, that like I said, that agenda is obviously real. It's obviously real, and sometimes that's what leads to the disrespect. A lot of times, these women feel like they can disrespect us because the way society has emasculated us. So they feel like they can get right up on us, right up in our grill. And it's like, nah, like chill all that out. I don't care how the world is trying to make it seem like y'all can do whatever it is that we do. At the end of the day, I'm still a man. At the end of the day, you still a woman. It's like, chill out. Chill out. Stop approaching. There's one thing women need to stop doing. Stop approaching men like y'all are men. Like that we have got to people just got to stop doing. I see that a lot too. I see a lot of women just thinking that they forgetting that dudes are dudes out here and be trying to like step to dudes as if they are men. Like, stop doing that, man. What is that's just not cool, man. That's not cool. Why are you stepping to a grown man like you are a grown man? Like, that's just unnecessary, man. I don't want a woman stepping to me like she's a grown man because again, men, we are backed into a corner. We can hardly do or say anything without facing the fire, man. So you can't like get out of my face, man, because anything that I say and do, the world gonna blow it out of proportion. But I can't have you being bold thinking you finna just step in my face because nobody at the end of the day is gonna step into my face and say what they want to say to me and do what they want to do to me. So if you bold enough, then I'm gonna have to treat you according to that energy. So, people need to calm that down and chill all that out. At the end of the day, we still grown men out here. We still grown men out here, man. So it's really not wise to be getting up in a grown man's face thinking you can say and do anything to this grown man when you are not a grown man. Like, chill out. Chill out. Like, that's unnecessary. Tavon, you already know how I view that, the whole feminist situation. You already know. Beautiful Goddess Keys bringing a bunch of chaos for no reason. For no reason. I literally have been around women like, and and it's not even the fact that I don't even think that it was true. But I've heard women like have conversations and be like, I wish this dude would like I straight knock this dude out. Like, they start talking about like fighting these dudes, like that's not cool. Like, that's not cool. Why as a woman, why are you fascinated with fighting grown men? Like, what are you getting out of that? We not trying to lay hands on y'all. We not trying to do that. There is no grown man that I know on this planet that is like waking up and can't wait to put their hands on a woman. Like, we not trying to do that. But I have seen some women like they are fascinated with feeling like they can lay hands on men. Like, what? That ain't. I'm cool, man. Please don't start talking like that around me, man. That's unnecessary. That's just unnecessary conversation. But I have seen it. I've heard it. Red Bird, appreciate that donation. You say you've had so-called friends turn their back on you, which made me regret being loyal to them. Also, I can't stand people getting in my business. Man, listen, Red Bird, I can't tell you, man. I had a lot of experiences of with people turning their back on. Or when you break your back for a person, you go out of your way to help a person repeatedly. Then at one time you need some assistance, the one time you need something, you go to this person for some help or for some assistance because you like, dang, man, you know what I'm saying? We cool, we grew up together, whatever the case may be. I done did everything for this person. I just need some help one time, and you just assume or expect for them to reciprocate all that. Nope, they let you down. They let you down. That's why nowadays I really don't break my back for people, man. I'll be supporting the people who support me. That's where I'm at with it in life, man. I be supporting the people who support me. I don't really go too crazy trying to go out of my way to break my back for people. Because look what I just said, you end up breaking your back. So you end up unhealthy, you end up broken down, you end up stressed out. No good, I'm all right. Not doing that. It ain't even that serious. It ain't that deep for me. Nope. Again, I'm not doing things expecting anything in return, but it's like, man, if I'm going out of my way to help you, man, the least you can do is when I'm down bad, the one time I helped you a million, the least you can do is like see if I'm all right or something. So I done had plenty of situations like that, man. Again, that's all of this has shaped the person I am today. That's a big reason why I be like solo dolo for the most part. My inner circle, it's not even a circle. It may be a sea. Like I definitely don't have an inner circle. Hey, what's going on? Oh, freezing the game. You already know we don't, but you already know. Bashing women don't happen over here. Bashing women don't happen under here over here. But the thing of it is, what does happen over here though is respect. So if you one of the women that don't respect man, feel like you don't need no man, you independent and all that, and you bashing men 24/7, that ain't gonna fly. You will get bashed over here with that type of mentality and that type of perspective. So we deal with the black man, woman, and child. We respect all of them equally. We respect all of them equally. So we not bad. We not making one look supreme and the other one beneath them. Nah, we all listen. Man, woman, and child. Black man, woman, and child. Sun, moon, and stars, etc., etc. We got a whole universe out here. Solar system. We deal in equality. We don't deal with that separation. We don't say we fighting for men's rights and we not fighting for the rights of all women. No, when it's the black struggle, we fighting for the rights. We fighting for the liberation of the black man, woman, and child. We not separating it. We not fighting for the liberation of the black man. No, we fighting for the liberation of the black family, period. That includes the black woman and the child. So forget all that, man. We don't need to say. That's why I say, man, the black struggle. That's why I don't like when women remove themselves from the black struggle, because the black struggle is us fighting for y'all too. We fighting for us all. That's literally what the black struggle is all about. We are fighting for us all. It's not just we fighting for us men. No. Lorenzo, my brother, what's going on? JFW 321, what's going on? Dominique, I think I seen that video. I think. Man, hold on. To get to doing funny stuff when I be trying to read the comments. Oh, Magic Rims, man. I can't say, man. Y'all done heard me talk about this. Man, I literally was in a relationship where the person was like basically upset at the fact that I never got mad. So was intentionally trying to make me mad just to see if I can get mad. That type of stuff, man, we don't deal with that. That's just garbage. That's a garbage person, man. That's a toxic person that needs to do some internal cleansing. Like you intentionally trying to provoke me just to see if I can get mad. What type of, like, listen, how much of an idiot can you be to think that a person legit can't get upset? Like, dude, leave me alone. I'm choosing to remain peaceful for the sake of myself and for you. Like, I don't want to get mad because it's not pretty. Like, no. Oh, freezing the game, no doubt. And y'all gotta understand, man. I'm a big Bruce Lee fan, and if I didn't take anything from Bruce Lee, I took when he talked about emptying the cup. That's one of my favorite philosophies, man. Empty the cup. That's why, and a lot of people, just me being a trainer, what a lot of people tell me is that it's easy to talk to me because I listen. That's what a lot of people just don't understand. Listening solves a lot of problems. You can literally heal a person by listening to them. When people feel like you listening to what they have to say, like, man, that does wonders for them, man. People just appreciate the fact that you just sat and listened to what they had to say and didn't judge their situation. That does a lot for people. That does a lot for people. Like, I can't make that up. Lorenzo, no doubt. Most definitely shouldn't define you. Akuma, 100%. Job. Appreciate that donation. Yeah, Tavon, man, when they start going to get family members like that, that's when stuff starts to really get on, like, grind my gears, man. You about to and that, like, a lot of these situations where you see the dude that end up shooting and killing everybody, or you know what I mean, like, they didn't ran up, she didn't got her brothers and cousins and they didn't ran up and did this to the dude. Like, that stuff is childish, man. That stuff is childish. It's childish, man. Situation shouldn't even get to that. It shouldn't even get to that. Say, Ashley, you say friends don't really be friends and family is funny too. Man, man, rest in power to Mo 3, man. But Mo 3 said everybody ain't your friend, everybody ain't your partner. I live by that. It's just not. Like, literally, man, they just not. That's why I'm so happy. Like, that, it makes me happy to realize and understand and know that I'm not a friendly Bob and I just don't befriend everybody out here. Like, I'm cool with the fact that I don't fool with a lot of people, man. It's just less stressful. Less stressful. Yeah, Magic Realms, 100%, man. A lot of times you got to look beyond the surface when you're talking to a person, especially in the wilderness of North America, man. A lot of people, they're going to give you the false version of themselves first. They're going to give you the false version of themselves, man. As a trainer, one of the first things that they told me when I had got my first training, my first job as a trainer at the gym, dude told me straight up, he was like, all right, man, when you asking people about the goal, like why they want to lose weight, he was like, listen, they going to tell you an initial answer. They're going to give you an initial response, but that's never the real reason why they want to lose weight. It's always an underlying reason. You got to continue to drill them to get that underlying reason. And the longer the conversation goes on, that's when you get your real answer. Example, I may be talking to somebody and say, man, they want to lose 50 pounds. Okay, so why you want to lose the 50 pounds? They may say initially, because I just want to be healthier. That's the initial response. That's not really the reason why they want to lose it. So now you having this conversation with them, you asking them more questions, then they come out and tell you. They'll start saying things like, well, my mother, she was obese and she died of a heart attack at 68. And I'm getting close to that age. And they start saying things like that. Now, that's the real reason. That's the underlying reason, the underlying cause as to why they really want to lose the weight. So a lot of times when you're dealing with people, man, that's what you got to realize. They putting on that facade, they putting on that mask, man. You got to look beyond that mask. You got to look beyond what they telling you. And then that's when you start to get the truth. Freezing the game, 100%. What Nip say, man? You got to stick to the script. You got to learn to stick to the script. Like, if they not sticking to the script, then they gone. Dominique, 100%. 100%. I'm going to rephrase it too. I support the people who support me, and then I just support a lot of genuine people. Like, I just like authentic people, man. So if you authentic, you may not have ever supported me, man. But if you've been helping me out, man, and you just a genuine person, or so I feel, then I'm gonna support you just off of the strength of that. Just off of the strength of I respect the fact that you're a genuine and authentic person, and you maybe have helped me out in life. I'm gonna support you off the strength of that. So I support that. Akuma, that's exactly what I'm talking about. What y'all think? Black men, we just out here fighting for each other? No, no, that don't even make any sense. That don't make any sense. Dominique, it be your own fam, man. Your own fam will do you the dirtiest. Your own fam will do you the dirtiest. Your own fam will do you the dirtiest. Oh, tell you 100%. 100%. 100% agree with that for a reason. Like I said, I like to observe. I like to listen, man. You pick up a lot of jewels. You get a lot of game when you just listen to people. So that's why I don't understand why people just don't like that. I like listening. You learn a lot, man. You just listen. So I'm a student of life. So I like to learn. So when people talk, I listen, and I get some gain from them. And they don't even know it. Like, they don't even know that they just helped me. They don't even know that they just educated. They don't even know that they just gave me some information and inspiration, motivation, whatever the case may be. They don't even know it. They don't even know it. Like, they have no idea. Redbird, yeah, you always in a cult, man. You know, when you start raising that consciousness, man, you in a cult, you crazy, all that type of stuff, man. You brainwashed, all that. You brainwashed. Lindell, appreciate that, my brother. Appreciate the donation. You say I've learned the more info you feed people, the more they use it against you. Actual fact. That's why I don't go around here just telling people my business. I don't volunteer my business to anybody. No. Because that's all they do. Use it against you. That's literally all they do. So I stay away from that. I'm not volunteering information to you, man. You ain't about to just use this information against me, especially if you're not even qualified to receive that information. You gotta be qualified to receive certain information from me about me. No, if you don't qualify for it, I'm not volunteering that information. Oh, Tavon, man, yeah, it's hey, you better embrace it when you got that real one. Better embrace it. Terenzo, 100, hey, I 100% agree with that. 100%, especially in the black community, we definitely need that. Definitely need it. What you say, Mark? You say I'm naturally introverted. Me being that way, I see the big picture. Always. Hey, when you introverted, man, you tend to always see the big picture. Man, I see all of it. I be seeing the big picture, the small picture, the medium-sized picture. Because like I said, for the most part, I'm just observing, scoping the scene, scoping the environment, scoping the situation. So I'm seeing all the pictures. I'm seeing pictures that don't even exist. I'm seeing every type of picture. See, Akuma, there you go, man. Get that weight down. You forgot you say I got a 3 strikes and your out policy, although it should be just one. I know people can change and be better, but that's just my spirit. Yeah, the 3 strike rule is legit. Sweet tea, what's going on? Peace. But yeah, no, hey, the 3 strikes, I mean, you giving them enough chances. They can't look at you and say, man, you only gave me one chance. Now you gave them 3. I mean, if somebody fumbled the 3 chances, then they need to be discarded, you know? Because it's like you be like, all right, that one time, all right, cool, we could let that ride. 2, all right, I can see the 2. But then that third time, it's like, nah, nope. Nope. You got to go at that particular point. You failed me 3 times, man. At this point, it's intentional. At this point, you just don't care. But now I've given you 3 chances, man. I've given you 3 chances. I've told you, all right, first time you did it, this can't happen again. Like, you need to stop doing this. I wasn't too fond of how you did this. Here's the reason why. Then you do it again. It's like, all right, I'm going to lay down the law again. I'm giving you one more chance, one more opportunity. When you take that for granted, man, then it just wasn't meant to be. Oh yeah, Dominique, man. Like I said, man, you could be with somebody for 20 years and still don't know 'em. That's the only thing constant is change, man. So we constantly changing. So you could be with somebody for years, man, and don't know them, man. That's why some people get married and then end up 20 years later. It's like what they say grew apart. So we always subject to change, man. So you honestly, you truly never know a person. The only person that you could truly know is yourself. So you really never gonna truly know another person. And the whole thing about that, I don't strive to know another person. I just strive to accept the other person because I can't really truly know you. Only thing I can do is know myself. So I'm just accepting you. I'm accepting you for everything that's going to come with you. That includes the changes that I know will transpire or occur during the time that we know each other, during the time that we are in a relationship. I know that evolution is a thing. I value growth. I'm not going to be the same person that I was 6 months ago. You shouldn't want me to be that same person. You should want to see a person that has grown, a person that has evolved. So, like at that point, I'm just learning to accept people. And with me accepting people, then I know and understand on top of that, that they are subject to grow, change, even go backwards. So evolution is not the only part of nature. Some people go backwards. Devolution. Some people travel backwards. Some people regress. So that's also part of it too. But as far as knowing the person, nah, I don't claim to know anybody other than myself. Because I truly don't. I truly don't know you. And that's a hard pill for people to swallow too. We always want to feel like we know somebody. We always want to feel like we got other people mastered. Like, nah, I don't live that life. I don't have you mastered. Only you can master yourself. Or at least that's how it should go. If I'm mastering you, then we got a problem. We got a problem. I shouldn't be mastering you. I shouldn't have you more figured out than you have yourself figured out. Hold on, Carlton, where we at? You say had a young lady call me weird in a joking, lighthearted way because I'm always in my thoughts. She always speaks, and I speak as well, but I'm always thinking, plotting, listening, observing. Oh, I definitely been there, Carlton. Definitely. Get called weird. This is what they tell me all the time. You thinking about it too deeply. They hit me with that all the time, or either I'm too serious because I'm always, like you said, thinking about things. And then I'm like logical and stuff like that. So it's like, you thinking about it too deeply. I was like, man, you're not thinking about it deep enough. Like me thinking deeply is me thinking in a simplistic manner. That's the way that my mind functions and operates. That don't mean try to criticize it just because you wasn't able to see it the way that I saw it. And the way that I see it ain't necessarily the correct way. It's just how I see it. But a lot of times when it's different, people like, oh, you thinking about this too deeply. It's not that deep. Well, to me, what you calling deep, it ain't even deep. It's simple. It's surface level. It might need to be deeper than what I just said. Oh man, people just full of criticism, man, when it comes to you just being different. Chris, no doubt. I get you already know I get that. I tell people all the time I don't like going in stores and stuff like that, and they be like, "Yeah, they like, man, what's wrong with you?" Man, I don't want to be around people like that. Yeah, Lorenzo, think very deeply, and like I said, that us thinking deeply is normal for us, so it ain't really like that's the norm. Magic rims. Yeah, I can imagine, man. I already know. I already know. Hey, people just throw that weird, like that's just they don't understand something, so they call it weird. They don't understand it, man. So they start calling it weird. They start calling you crazy, all because they lack an understanding of it. I listen, I can't tell y'all the amount of times I remember it clear as day, like it was yesterday when I first started to just shift in consciousness. People gotta understand, people don't understand where I came from. Like I came from a place of like ignorance, man. I was like, y'all know that I'm vegan now, man. I look at my diet consists of meat. It's like junk food, more meat, more junk food, sodas. Only thing that was keeping me alive was the fact that I played all those sports. Like that was saving me at that time. But that was what my diet was. On top of that, listen, never read, didn't care for reading at all. And I'm doing all of this up until the age of like 18, 19. Then that's when I started to just fully shift, fully transition and evolve. And man, the way people were coming at me, it was like I insulted their mothers or something, man. Like I was like, wow, all I'm trying to do is read a book instead of doing the negative stuff that I would have been doing. Like me reading a book opposed to going to this club got you criticizing me. Me reading this book instead of watching this television that I used to watch is causing you to criticize me. Like that was crazy. That was crazy, man. You weird. You're strange. I'm strange for doing normal to like reading. Why is that? I'm strange for reading. I'm strange for taking care of my health. I'm weird because I go out to eat and I say don't put the pork on the loaded potato. Like that was weird to people. Man, why you don't eat pork? Like little stuff like that. Like, man, that's not weird. That is normal. We have got to stop utilizing that word for stuff that should be normal. It is normal to take care of your health. It's normal for you to want to be healthy and live out here. It's normal. Oh, beautiful God is keys. Literally every possible outcome. Like I said, some of the outcomes are gonna be so far fetched, but I'm gonna see it's possible anyway. Man, I'm the type of person. Listen, when I leave when I leave in the morning, I'm like, man, it could be somebody waiting to clobber me over the head with a bat as soon as I walk out this door. But guess what that do? That forced me to be on my toes, man. Like I'm always alert because I'm thinking of every possible scenario or situation. Just never know what can happen out here. Red bird because it's just uncomfortable. Shoot, it's just very uncomfortable. Yeah, Kuma, like I said, man, wasn't nobody really on. Only thing they was making sure we read. Only thing they was making sure we read was like our textbooks. That was it for school. Other than that, man, I wasn't reading, and I ain't too much care for those dry textbooks. I ain't really too much care for those at all, man. But that was the only thing they was really making sure that we read. Other than that, man, I was not into reading like that, man. I got into reading, like I said, about 18, 19, going into college and things of that nature, man. And it was like, you would have thought I legit did join a cult. Like I was legit about to just kill myself because I believed some dude was the Messiah. I was drinking the Kool-Aid, the Jim Jones Kool-Aid. Like you would legit thought I was doing that. I was literally just reading some peaceful books. So that was crazy. Lindell, you say so earlier. I mentioned curing depression. Do you feel it's curable outside of meds? Oh, 100%. 100%, Lindell. And the reason why I say that is because they've already linked a lot of foods to depression. So if they've linked a lot of foods to your mental state, then that means it can easily be cured by not eating the foods that cause it and then eating the foods that make you happy or bring you that peace. So it's a lot of Obviously, y'all know the foods to stay away from that will trigger the depression. Y'all already know that. Y'all already know the processed foods, the junk foods, all the acidic foods can essentially lead to that state of depression. So we ain't even gotta break that down, man. If you just go plant-based, man, you just eat your raw fruits and veggies, that depression will cure itself because they've already linked a lot of foods to depression, to mental health, and things of that nature. So most definitely can be cured outside of meds. Matter of fact, that's the only way to really cure it. Yeah, Tavon, you definitely better not read the labels. Definitely. That's no good. You reading labels out here, what are you doing? You actually care about the ingredients that you are about to consume? Wow, who does that? You know, that's the type of stuff that people be on. Who does that? Like, nah, we do it. We do it around here. Yeah, Kuma, man, it was rough, man. Like, it was overwhelming, man, to shift and transition into loving reading at 18 and 19 because I had feel like I missed out on so much. I feel like I had to play catch up. So it was like overwhelming at first. I was like, damn, man, I gotta read this, I gotta read that. I ain't never read this. I should have been read that. Feel like I was playing catch up. I still feel like that. Original, when you say how does being a loner relate to depression? It's a very good question, and I got an answer for you because it depends on the person that is the loner. Sometimes that can become depressing in the sense of you still have to deal with the outside world. So it's almost impossible for you to be a loner, for you to be introverted and not deal with the public. So, like when you are introverted, when you are a loner, for the most part, you're gonna have to deal with the outside world. You're not gonna totally be ducked off and closed off the grid. You're gonna have to interact with the public. That's when that depression can kick in because you literally forced to deal with the public, whether it's your job, whether it's your family. So you forced to deal with these situations that you don't necessarily want to be in or deal with, and that is causing all type of depression with you mentally and all type of problems with you mentally. So that's how being a loner can that's how it relates to depression. Because like I said, for the most part, a lot of us that are introverts, we are actually probably forced to do extroverted things in regards to our line of work, dealing with family. Like we forced to put ourselves in situations that we're not too fond of a lot of times in order to earn a living or whatever the case may be. And that can become very depressing because you literally do not want to be in this situation, but you feel like you have to be in this situation to earn that living. And you feel like you got to be in this situation because you're not going to really neglect your fam and stuff like that. So you feel like you're forced to be in certain situations. Oh, Chris, man, hey, I got a few videos that'll help you with that, man. But like I said, man, when it comes to changing the diet or your regimen or your lifestyle, because it's a lifestyle change, when it comes to doing that, it's a gradual process. Focus on, I would say right now, focus on the top three things, like the worst things that you consume right now, whether it be sodas, junk foods, and eliminate one each month. And then when you eliminate, you add on something that you don't normally consume that's healthy. So, all right, I'm finna eliminate sodas and I'm gonna substitute that with smoothies because I don't drink smoothies on a regular basis. So if I drink a soda a day, now I'm gonna just drink a smoothie a day. Cancel that out. Then the next month or 2 months, however long you give yourself, say, all right, I'm about to cut out processed foods. Nothing processed. All right, when I cut out the processed foods, I don't normally eat spinach and kale. So I'm going to substitute it. So I'm going to start eating more spinach and kale. So I recommend going at a pace like that. And obviously focus on getting your water in. Half your body weight in ounces, or you can drink that gallon a day. So just start simple like that. Don't make it too complicated. Oh, yeah, Lorenzo. Yeah, the healthy foods. Healthy foods will do wonders with a little bit of nature. Do some wonders for you. It do some wonders for us all. But y'all, man, hey, this this was a peaceful stream once again. It's kind of unexpected. So I appreciate y'all tapping in. But man, y'all know I've been ripping and running all day, man. I've been up since like 4 o'clock. It's 11 o'clock my time. And I gotta get right back up in the morning, do it all again, man. I'm always on the go, putting in work, man. Putting in work. It's all about the legacy. It's all about the legacy, man. So you gotta grind hard now, man. Work hard now, play later type deal. But this been a nice stream, man. I appreciate the donations, all the comments, interaction. You know, the stream is always positive and peace. I'm gonna try to tap back in with y'all tomorrow, though, most definitely, man. Again, I was slacking on the streams because I've been busy. But tomorrow I may definitely tap back in with y'all, man. Discuss something else, another peaceful stream. So I'm gonna tap in, man. Y'all get y'all some sleep in. Whatever y'all got going on for the rest of the night, y'all get it in. I'm out. I check in with y'all again tomorrow. Peace, y'all.